Definitely, man. And we back again with another episode of Micah and Friends. And today, it's the usual suspects, man. We already know who in the building, man. I got my brother Nate checking in all the way from the West Coast,
Yes,
aka
sir.
West Coast.
Best
He
coast.
checking in. I got my brother, man, Cott checking in all the way from Maryland, man, holding it
I
down.
know what it is, man.
You see the jersey behind him, man. It's official, stamped,
hmm
like official. Then we got my brother, man, checking all the way in from up top in NY, Boston
Yo, what's
zone.
up?
Jordan sponsored, Nike sponsored, Celtic sponsored. You feel me? Amir, what's going on, bro? You all good?
Hanging in there, man. It's trying to stay COVID free.
Man, on
Facts.
God, man. But we gon' this like I said, man, this podcast is presented by National Sports Chat and powered by TOV Sports and sponsored by TOV Sports. So make sure y'all go over there and check them out on IG, YouTube, everything, and just get them a holler, man. But we got some hot news, breaking news, just hit the press. We got Billy Donovan. The Bulls just signed him as a head coach, so I want to get y'all thoughts on just the hiring and what do y'all see for the future of the Bulls, man. I'm gonna start it off with Cott, man. What you see going on in Chicago?
Man, I personally think it was a pretty good pickup for them. I feel like he does well with teams that have a good collective group of players. No one uh, settle on superstar. I think that's a young team that he has over there. He'll be able to. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he can implement a pretty good system around Levine. He got a couple dudes, Kobe White, he can work with. I don't see. I mean, I personally don't think Billy Donovan is necessarily a championship coach. I feel like that's not a championship roster we really have over there right now. If
Yeah,
they expect to make any real noise in the East, they definitely gonna have to do some behind the scenes work with general management, some real strategic moves. Maybe bring another piece or two in there. But other than that, I think it's a pretty good move for him for at least the upcoming future.
yeah. Fat though, Nate, man. Let me get your thoughts on this move, man. What do you think the addition of Billy Donovan is gonna do to the Chicago Bulls, and where do you see them headed in the future, man?
I gotta agree with Cott, man. I think this was a good hire, but I really, like he said, I don't see Billy Donovan as a championship coach. I mean, I haven't really seen him in the league too long to really know. It's not really too many championship coaches out
Mm-hmm.
there. But what he did with OKC, like Cott said, showed he knows how to rally young players, and maybe you get a veteran in that group. Maybe just trying to collect a check, but you get a veteran to come in there in Chicago, kind of lead the young guys. Have a little group. But I see it as just a culture shift. You're trying to a very loser franchise for a long time, but just getting somebody in there that, knows how to win. And, it may not be a championship, but, get to that first round. Maybe give somebody a hard series in that first round, kind of fill into like that Brett Brown role, get the franchise for, unfortunately, you most likely aren't going to be the same coach that rebuilds a franchise as the team that coaches it to the championship. So Billy
Yeah,
Donovan got to come in there just knowing his role is to, get those young guys playing well, Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Wendell, and then hopefully, they got the fourth pick this year. Him and the GM that came over from the Nuggets can go ahead and, pick somebody at that four slot that's an impact player right now because they need it.
damn, they got the four. I thought they had like the seven or eight. I didn't know they was that high. I thought they had got robbed with the Knicks, but my bad.
Yeah. They in
PTSD.
that they in that mix, so they better make a good pick because Kobe was a good pick, but Wendell wasn't the best top 10 draft pick. I wouldn't say, especially not for the modern game. Bro can't really shoot or anything, but they got to get somebody in there that can play immediately.
Yeah. Man, Amira, let me get your thoughts on the addition of Billy Donovan and where do you see the Bulls going in the future?
I think it's a good development move. I think he's shown that he can take young guys. He has the experience that's needed to kind of be able to coach them and get them right. I'm not
Mhm.
sure if he's the type of coach that can really coach superstars. As you can see, like every time he has them, they don't really go that far. I think, especially with the Chicago move, I think it's more of a elongated game than anything. But to me, that's more of like a football type of move than anything. I think with basketball, like it's a culture of really win now, get the best players as possible, and start competing. Especially in the East, like there's a lot of fluctuation happening. So, I mean, I hope he's good. I liked him for a minute in OKC. I think he can. I think he can get a couple young guys. I think with that number 4 pick, he can definitely make something happen with it. It's not the strongest draft, But if you can get the right players, the pieces on there, like that's a good young team.
Yeah, man. And one thing I can say just about this whole thing is just that, man, it definitely can't get no worse. You know what I'm saying? Like it's already as worse as it's gonna get. So it has to get better regardless with them bringing Billy Donovan in. And y'all touched on a couple good things. Like he did show he could kind of develop players, young players. And I don't know. I think it's to the point with me. I want to see Billy Donovan with CP3, bro. I take them as a package. So if he need to get CP3 in Chicago, you feel me? But you know what I'm saying? I don't know. They have to start like from the ground level. I know it's not like they're not expecting anything amazing off the rip. You know, like they're not expecting him. They probably not even expect him to get to the eighth seed because they don't have the talent over there. And Zach LaVine is somebody I feel like he doesn't want to stay there too much longer because he didn't been through the worst days out there. So I don't know. It's definitely interesting to see what they can do. I don't know where they stand cap wise, but they don't got no talent, so they should be able to make some shape. You feel me? But I don't know, man. It like we said, we'll keep our eyes tuned in on that. Y'all got anything else on that?
No, they just need to build a culture, man. Start from the ground up, and then maybe attract a superstar, something like the Nets did. But you're not going to just get that
Yeah.
superstar after being garbage. Like at the end of the day, man, the big markets, you can rely on being a big market. But I think the Knicks kind of screwed themselves by doing that off the sole fact that they're just like, we New York, everybody want to come, and you can do the same thing for Chicago, one of the biggest markets in the league. But you got to have that culture to make somebody want to come. So hopefully they
Exactly.
start it now, and then in a few years, we'll see where they are. But I'm curious to see how it goes.
Yeah, that's a good point. Chicago is like no matter what, you know what I'm saying. No matter if they 12th seed, 14th, they always go in the top five market every year. So
Hmm.
yeah, they should be able to bring something in. But just to move over to this next topic, man, I want to get y'all reactions from Denver. This game too, man. I need to get this Denver versus Lakers game too. I don't even care about the one no more. Let's just go with game two reaction. Man, me and Kai just talked about it previously on At the Line post game bubble recap. So I'm gonna let you start it off with it, Nate. Let me get your reaction, man.
Man, bro, I feel like that was Denver's best chance to get a W to me.
Yeah,
The Lakers kind of slacked in that second half. Anthony Davis, man, what can we really say at this point? Like, I feel like we've all kind of known he was a big time player, but playing in New Orleans, he didn't really get that TV time. He wasn't playing for championships, but now that he is, this dude is a problem, bro. A
yeah,
real problem. 7-footer with a step back, 7-footer with a pull up. He got a hezzy. He can play defense, man. And it was cool to see like such a guard dominated game. Him and Jokic go at it at the end. I thought that was cool, like a cool development. Like bigs still exist in the NBA. Like even if it's back to the basket shit, like Jokic did, literally did 4 dribbles straight to the basket for a nice little hook shot. Like you don't see that too often, but that was cool. Like LeBron, he carried them in the first half, like 20, 25 points first half. He didn't have a great second half, but that's the beauty of having two guys, two legitimate guys, not like that team across the way with the Clippers. I ain't gonna talk too much about them, but
oh
that's why
man.
you got two legitimate guys on your roster.
Hey,
Because if
hey,
one's
hold
having a
on,
bad
real
half, you
quick.
get carried.
Hey, we need to clip together that get some buckets. We need that just to be just like I just need the audio of that, bro. But no, keep going,
But
man.
with facts, man, but that's why you go out and get AD. Everybody was talking too much about what they gave up. In hindsight, right now, you don't care anything about Bree Ingram, Lonzo, Josh Hart. Like they could all go for AD. I mean, he's only 27. He's in like the literally not even started his prime of his career. Like the Lakers got a lot left. Denver, I think they got some more energy in the tank, but you come back, you keep doing all that comeback stuff. You can't really rely on that against the best teams in the playoffs. So I got the
Yeah,
Lakers winning in 5 still, but they could sweep though. They could still sweep. Let's see what
man.
happens tonight.
It may get ugly.
It
It
just
may
might.
get ugly.
If they
Man,
go down
let me
3-0,
get
it's
your
over.
yeah, yeah. That's the thing. Because if it get that way, just like I told Kat, I might as well hop in and finish it. But if it get that way, it definitely get over with, bro. Like I feel like Denver, they definitely young. Granted, they have Millsap, but that's the only vet in the locker room, man. And
Hmm.
it's hard to really had that like his I guess veteranship translate to the young guys when you ain't really producing like that. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think it's getting tight. I don't think the Lakers. I mean, if they could keep coming out doing what they're doing every night, I feel like it could definitely get done in 4 or 5, like you said. But man, I don't know, bro. It's just a lot of factors that play into it. I'm still betting on KCP fluking out. I'm betting on Danny Green fluking out. I don't
They've
know
been
if
balling
Rondo
though.
gonna be able to keep it up from the 3 like he been doing, but I don't know, man. It's a lot of fluke action going on, but we'll see, man. Man, let me get your thoughts on this Denver versus Lakers game too.
I mean, my thing is this: I already felt that the Lakers were going to pull away in this series. I think for AD specifically, I think it was just a subtle reminder that he's still a top 6, top 5 player in the league. I think a lot of people kind of forgot that he really was about that down in New Orleans, even though he was doing it all by himself. Like talent wise, there's not too many guys that are at his height able to play defense like he does and be able to shoot the ball like he does. And I think it really just brings in the bigger question of like who's a better duo that we've seen at least in our generation, and then going further back. I think if you're going purely off of LeBron and AD's talent individually, I don't think we've seen a better two. And I think that alone is going to help them get at least past Denver, and then whoever they meet in the East. Do they have the personnel to stop both of them for 7 games or for 4 games? Even as a Celtics fan, I don't know. I feel like with us, it's inconsistent as hell. But with that
Yeah.
team, I think they got. I think another point though you touched on with that veteran piece. I think LA's really, well, the Lakers mainly is like the only team that has a veteran team, but hasn't really felt the effect of the bubble. I think every team that had that veteran presence has kind of fell by the wayside. They kind of admitted that they missed their families, but the Lakers has really been like, listen, we're here to do business. We're an older team. Like, it's really just like practice, and they've been showing it. So I don't know, man. I'm a fan of LeBron. I like AD, so I like where they're going.
Facto. Cop, man, let me get you in here and let me get your thoughts on game 2, man. And just where do you think the series can end up turning out, man? You think it's a sweep, gentlemen sweep, 6 or 7, man? Let me get your thoughts on it.
Man, y'all made some great points about AD. He's definitely proven and shown. He's been proven, but just remind the people how good he actually is. Generational talent for sure. I feel like the biggest thing with the Lakers, everyone is playing inspired ball. Rondo, like Rondo goal, they got him straight out of Boston. You know what I mean? And the fact that he's been able to take over that, Dwight Howard is looking like Orlando Dwight Howard, and the fact that guys are stepping up and playing much larger roles, it's definitely showing tempo. If LeBron and AD, they're going to do what they do. Nick, you made a great point as far as how LeBron came out the gate hot and he carried the first half, and then he cooled out a little bit, but having another dude like AD, it's like they never missed a beat. Look at all the roles, stepping up and playing their role. So the Lakers, they're playing very inspired basketball. I feel like a lot one of them just because they feel that pressure from Kobe passing. It's just a lot.
Shout out that
Right,
boy Bean.
Facts.
people to the GOAT, man. But I definitely think I don't think this series is quite over yet. Denver has proven they can fight it, so I personally think I think tonight is the best chance to get one. I didn't see them because essentially those would have been 2 games in the Staples Center. So you're not technically supposed to win those games if you're Denver.
True that.
These are our 2 home games, and we're gonna come see what we can do. I like Denver tonight personally. I think the fact that they were so close last game, guys like players like Jokic and Murray, they've proven that they're not soft, man. You give them any inkling of hope, they're gonna take a full advantage and capitalize. And you look at those 2 have 2 good games tonight. But like I said, I think this series, Denver, I think everything weighs on the night. You know what I'm saying? You can't go down 0 to the best team in the league. Right?
Yeah.
You can't. So if tonight, if they win tonight, I feel like they're going to smell the fight in Canada, but if not, it might be curtain for sweet talk. Might bring out the brooms, man.
Bring out the brooms. Hey, let me ask y'all this real quick, bro. Okay, let me ask y'all this question.
Yeah.
With that fourth quarter that you saw with AD last night or 2 nights ago, is it fair? Because I sure think it's a very fair question to ask. is AD better than Giannis right now? Because Giannis can't go out there and get you 2 threes in the last 3 minutes, step back three. He can't go out there and get you 11 straight points, half of them from the mid range, half of them from the mid range space, another one from three. Like, we talking about fourth quarters in clutch time. Like, all I saw from Giannis this conference finals, fourth quarter and second half, was not him. Was not his game. So I think it's a fair question that we ask right now. People forget AD's only 27. Yeah. You feel me? Like, he's next up for this Laker franchise. Like, people think their window is just so small. Like, when LeBron retired, like, nah, they're gonna go up, probably re-up on another star. So, I'm starting to lean that way, thinking AD's, what he gives you offensively from like the versatility standpoint, and I personally think he's a better defender than Giannis. I think Giannis makes it look a little better because, I think he's more of a fluid athlete. Like, he runs probably faster. The way he blocks shots, is a little more aggressive. But AD can stay in front of 1 through 5 to me a lot of the time. I mean, shoot threes, shoot mid-range, handle, like, push the pace. I like what I've been seeing from AD a lot lately. So,
I off rip, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think he's definitely better than Giannis, but because I'm just going off of it, and like you always say, man, it may just be recency bias, but just from the body of work Giannis put alone together. Like, granted, Giannis was able to do better for his team just being a lone star than what AD was able to do in New Orleans, but Giannis had better pieces. I'm not going to be able to compare, those pieces to each other. But, man, I definitely think you have a good point, man. I definitely think AD's up there. And like you said, bro, I think he's just now hitting his stride, bro. And he didn't last long enough, you know what I'm saying? The only thing that can come back and affect what he's doing now is injuries, you know what I'm saying? Which he has had them. And, he has played through them, but like you said, it may be the new regime, and it may, I don't know, everybody talking about the King. I don't think the King the best on this team.
Yeah, AD might just be.
So it may just be that, you know what I'm saying? But, man, Kai, it look like you got something to say. I'm going to let you answer Nate's question real quick.
Oh, nah, I was just going to say how, it's definitely, I feel like it can go either way. It's easy to say that right now after AD hits the game. You know what I mean? It's easy right now. Giannis is sitting at home, but I feel like it's pros and cons of both of the game. I feel like Giannis is a much better facilitator. AD hasn't proven to me that he can actually be that center that Giannis is. You know what I mean? Without a guy like LeBron in the team, hey, I expected AD's game to expand because now he has an actual facilitator, a guard who can get him the drop, who can draw more attention so that he can have more one-on-one matchups. You can't double off of him. You know what I mean? So I feel like they're in two different predicaments. I personally am not a huge believer in the Bucks supporting cast. Yes, they are a solid team around Giannis, but I don't think that he's surrounded by any.
It's no superstars with Giannis, so that is a fact. No superstars. I think
he has another top 40 player on this team. Chris Middleton's a solid player, don't get me wrong, but if he's top 40, he's number 40.
Yeah, he weak as hell.
I ain't mad at that.
Middleton weak as hell.
He ain't the. I'll give him top 30. I'll give him top 30. But I see where you're going with that, bro. I do see where you're going with that.
30, 40. You know what I mean? Anyway, we have two guys on the Lakers who are arguably, who are the top 5 players in the league, especially right now. You know what I mean? So AD, I feel like it's a toss up because, yeah, you're right, bro. Him improving, he got to step back. He got to score all 3 levels. I see Giannis has his shoulders, but also I don't know if AD affects the whole game like Giannis does. So I feel like it's a toss up, two generational talent. And certain parts are better in AD's game, and certain parts are better than Giannis' game.
Yeah. Amir, let me get your thoughts, man. AD or Giannis?
I mean, like I said, I have AD in my top 5 players. I think just based off of pure talent, I would take an AD with an assortment of other players over a Giannis with an assortment of other players. I mean, you have to think you still got Steph, you still got KD. They haven't played in a year, so I think people just kind of forgot how elite and generational they are. But if you're gonna say based off of that, I mean, Giannis, low-key, no disrespect to him, but he reminds me of like a my player who can't shoot. Like he's a specimen. He got the
You
speed
spend all your
burst.
VC on everything else.
Yeah, like you got a 99 dunking
Driver.
contact, but a 70 shoot, like 73-point shot. So, and I mean, again, like he's still nice. Like he's definitely top 6. But I'm just saying, as far as pure talent, I'm picking AD, and then it just works out because now he has that leader, like a LeBron, where to say, okay, hey, bro, like I know you're hurting, but like champions play through a poked eye, champions play through a rolled ankle. Like you got to tape that shit up, and we gotta win a chip. Like this shit is not going to be easy. And I think that with that type of mentorship and guidance, bro, he's going right back up to that top 4, top 5 player in the league overall.
Fact though, man. Let's roll into this next one, man. We got a little controversial one, and you know I love the controversy. Let's get into the good brother Ty Lawson. You know what I'm saying? We got him going all the way out. I'm tweaking. Yeah.
Yeah, Ty
Lawson. Did we do Miami, Boston?
Yeah. No, we can jump to the Ty Lawson one now. Though jump to Boston right after if you want.
Let's do Miami Boston real quick because I know Dave said he had something queued up. But man, let me get y'all thoughts on Miami Boston, man. Interesting series so far. And I didn't know they was gonna have this little gap between the games. You feel me? I guess they wanted the Lakers to catch up with them. But I'm like, damn, niggas ain't playing. You feel me?
4 days?
Yeah, like what the hell?
Spoiled.
You said
when
what?
He got spoiled games every day. Now it's like, yo,
man.
Yeah, like shit
where y'all at?
Shit getting scarce out here. Nigga really having to actually watch football, right? Let me get y'all thoughts on this Miami-Boston series, man. Boston was able to come back and get game 3 and save them from going down 0-3. Man, I'm going to start it off with Amir. Let me get your thoughts on this. What's up with your boys? Do you think they'll be able to keep corralling around this energy and end up winning the series? Goddamn, you know what I'm saying? So let me get your thoughts on this.
Yeah, bro. Like I said to you before, man, I think if you go player for player, we have the horses to beat them in 6 or 7 games. The problem with us is going to be consistency. I mean, if you look at the Toronto series, like we should have been up 3-0, but if it wasn't for like that little like defensive play that Brown had, it was like, bro, just to play some defense for another half a second. We walking out of there with a 5-1 series win. Like it's just those little things like that. I think a lot of people were harping on the whole like argument in the locker room. I don't know about y'all, but like, have any of us played sports before? Shit gets heated when you lose a game. Yeah, like you're gonna argue, you're gonna complain, you're gonna have frustration. So I mean, I think that was needed. I think you need to let somebody know, like, yo, you suck. Yeah. And somebody else be able to say, yo, you suck, like you suck. And like we're gonna have
get some buckets.
Yeah, like you talk it out. Yeah, like you talk it out, and then you come back in. We got the win, you know. And I think this going into this next series, going to this next game, I think again is the big thing with Boston, just consistency. I think we need to find a way to get Hayward back in this series. Let him start doing his thing. And yeah, I'm interested to see how this thing goes. I still got us in 6 games. 7 games. I'll say 7 games. Now I'll be safe and say 7.
I'll take it. Fuck it. 4 win 3 in a row. Fuck it. 4 in a row.
I'll say 7. But no, like I think we can do it. We just have to be consistent. Like that's the main thing.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna let the Heat representative follow you up after that, man. I'm gonna go with Cott on that, man. But hold on, before you go, because you didn't went to the hood before we started this podcast and grabbed that 32-ounce drink. I seen that nigga. So we gonna go. We gonna go with Cott.
You know me, man. It's up to my roots, man.
Yeah.
But nah, man. I personally think I expected this out of Boston to come out with a lot of fire and intensity. I was actually told that the post game reports about them having heated arguments in the locker room was definitely expected and necessary. And they came out and proved that they were having beneficial conversations in the locker room. You need stuff like that. You need to call dudes out. And honestly, you know, like this was do or die for them, in my opinion. You can't go down 3-0 to a team like Miami. So they did. Down 3-0. As well as they are, I mean, it was a must-win for Boston. They wanted to save their season. I feel like they do have Boston could be the couple positives they can take out of the first game or first 3 games. If they were up every single game. Game 1 and 2, they just loosened up the reins a little bit. Miami snuck up. If you're Brad Stevens' team, you're like, okay, we know how to score in this team. We know how to. We just got to maintain throughout the game because, like you said, consistency is a great point for ball. I personally just think on the Miami side of things, Bam Adebayo didn't get involved in the game early enough. I feel like he was a little bit too passive in the first half. And he started actually, from the get go to the end of the series, he's the X factor in the series. Everybody else matches up very well, and the matchup can go either way. I feel like Bam has the biggest upside and the biggest mismatch, and he can get Boston the most time. So if he comes out, I expect him next game to come out the gate more aggressive from the tip, trying to score. Because he can out to score, it forces other people to help, and then gets the shooters, everybody involved. He's also a guy he's a big man who can facilitate too. So I feel like it's basically what I expected this series to be just as nitty gritty as it is. I feel like Miami and six. I think they're gonna get it done. But definitely everything I expected so far.
Man, for me, man, I think Boston, they did good because they were gonna be a dead man walking if they lost that game, bro. So
So,
in the throat, like Nate texted the chat, he said, man, them throats getting tight out, them collars getting tight on them boys out there.
Man.
So they definitely needed to win that, and I feel like they needed that as a team. Like you all said, we all know about the argument that happened in the locker room after the game. And one thing I want to do is salute Brett, not Brett. He's fired. Brad Stevens. Salute Brad Stevens. You feel he's not even that tier of coach, but salute Brad Stevens. I mean, because I can imagine, you could tell Brad Stevens, he probably one of those non-confrontational guys, and when you one of those guys to a fault, he probably ain't say nothing because it's like, damn, I can't kind of tell Marcus Smart to cool out because shit, Jaylen Brown and y'all niggas is playing soft. You feel me? So, but definitely just salute to him being ahead of that shit because he brought them together after that game, after the locker room situation that night, and sat with Kemba, Tatum, Brown, and Smart, and just got an understanding within each other, within the leaders of that team. So I feel like he's definitely should be saluted for that. But Boston can get back into this series. It'll be interesting to see if they knot it up next game, man. But I feel like the way Miami's playing, man, especially coming off losing the game. And granted, like I said, they only lost 2 games. You know what I'm saying? Like that was their third game. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they'll definitely come out playing inspired when Jimmy had a slow start. So we'll see what he'll get into for this next game. This could be a 30-point, 40-point Jimmy game. Maybe I may be capping on the 40, maybe 25 to 30. You know what I'm saying?
maybe a cool 27 piece or something.
Take the cap off. No, but no. Yeah, Jimmy. I feel like he'll definitely be out there more just offensively trying to contribute to the situation. But yeah, I definitely feel like this one could be good. This one could be getting good in front of our eyes, man. If they would have dropped that one, I would have been concerned. But since Boston won it, we could be looking at a 7-game, 6-game. Boston, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna I don't know. I think I said 7 and I had Boston in 7, so I'm gonna still roll with it. But it can get ugly. It can get ugly. This shit can end in 5. Nigga, man. So let me talk, nigga. Y'all niggas better come out here and play, boy. I'm not playing with y'all niggas, boy. Got cheese on the line, boy. Type of shit. Nah, Nate, let me get into your thoughts, man.
Man, see, I had the Celtics in 7. I'm gonna stick with my pick right now. I wholeheartedly feel like the Celtics should be up 3-0. I feel like Game 1 was a monumental choking by the Celtics. I really do feel like they should have came away with that one.
3-0?
I mean, if you look at all 3 games, like the Celtics in Game 1 literally shot themselves in the foot with their late game offense. Like they did the Miami Heat a favor by going into an ISO offense with Kemba Walker running ISO with 20 seconds left on the clock. Game 2, they came back. I could give the Heat Game 2. They played hard. They took that game from them. But what I saw in Game 3, I think the Celtics figured something out. Bam Adebayo is definitely an X factor, but Goran Dragic is a huge X factor for the Miami
That
Heat.
guy.
I think he's been their leading scorer in the playoffs. And what Brad did was put Marcus Smart on Goran Dragic last game, and you could see he shot like 2 for 10, maybe 2 for 12. Because honestly, you can live with Jimmy having like 25 wholeheartedly, as long as Goran's not hot, Duncan's not making shots. Bam, like Kai said, he got started a little too late. And if you're going to be like that dominant figure in this series, which I think he should, and I think we all agree he should be, then you got to get started a little bit earlier. But I think what Jimmy said rings true for them and the Nuggets. You can't rely on comebacks in the playoffs, especially late rounds. Like, these are the 4 best teams in the NBA. Fuck the talent. They won, they got to this point. So these are the 4 best teams in the NBA. You cannot rely on coming back every single game. Mm-hmm. That drains a lot of energy, but the odds just aren't in your favor to come back every single game. I'm gonna still go with Celtics in 7. I think next game they'll come out, tie it up. I think they found something with that zone offense. Bringing Gordon back, he didn't have a huge game on the stat sheet, but he kind of brought some composure. And he allowed the Celtics to play small ball, because their small ball is really not small compared to the Heat. Bam, he's a big guy, but he's only like 6'9", 6'10", probably with shoes on. Jason Tatum's closer to 6'10". Jaylen Brown's like 6'8", possibly 6'9" with shoes on. Gordon Hayward's 6'8". Marcus Smart's 6'6". So it's not necessarily a small lineup. The biggest factor for me is Kemba Walker. Dude has been pretty lackluster in most of their games these playoffs. He's had some good games in this series, but I really want to see Kemba step it up and have a huge game, maybe Game 4. But I think Jaylen Brown also was a big part for that Game 3 win. He was cutting a lot. He had a lot more emotion to his game, a lot better flow. He was locked in defensively. Him versus Jimmy Butler is a matchup I'd like to see for the rest of this series. But I don't think it's over yet. They go down 3-1. I'm going to think it's over, and I'll be changing my pick. But as of right now, I got the Celtics in 7 still.
Easy. One thing, too, I want to add on, bro, because he's been a hot topic on this show, and we've been bringing him up. Man, Tyler Hero, definitely, you feel me, salute him, because he carried them. He kept them
for like a whole stretch.
Yeah.
For like a whole second or third quarter.
So, real deal, white deep book.
Yeah.
But bro been nice even since high school. Like, I remember
white deep book.
Yeah.
So I remember hearing about him in high school. Like, yo, this white boy is nice. And I was like, let me look and see, like, because you think when you say white dude that he can shoot. No, he was flipping niggas like early on, like holding his own. So like, I like I said, like it's a really good series, bro. I think you just talent for talent, it is what it is. But this is definitely going to be something to watch. Man, I wish we could all see it in our respective places, like without everything going on. So, but it's gonna be dope.
As long as T Hero don't get them braids again, he cool by me. You know what I'm saying? Just stay away from that culture vulture, my good man. That's all.
I ain't even gonna lie, he is the culture, bro. Damn that culture for real.
He good with me. He good at DC.
He good at your cookout.
Yeah, he good anywhere I'm at, for real. But one thing too, I wanted to ask Amir and Nate and Cott, I'm gonna have you reiterate your point on this. But I was when me and Cott was doing the post game bubble recap for At the Line, we were just talking about how the league is kind of like, I know a couple years, 2-3 years ago, guys was like, man, when LeBron retired, who the fuck, you know what I'm saying? There ain't nobody in the league gonna be. But nah, though, it's showing you that there's guys out here that's, you know what I'm saying, that's especially young guys like Tatum. He's staring being a superstar in the eye. You got Jaylen Brown, who's looking at being a consistent all-star. Like you said, AD's only 27. Luka Doncic, Trae Young. You got a lot of Devin Booker. You got a lot of guys. I could keep naming them, but you got a lot of guys out here. Even hell, De'Aaron Fox. He could be an all-star out that way. But you got a lot of guys who could keep contributing to this league. So I wanted to get y'all thoughts. Did y'all ever think the league was gonna be in like a talent, a scarce of talent?
No.
Man.
Look, I could say hell no off the sole fact, bro. Like, the people that's saying that, they don't really be watching hoops, because basketball, there's always a pretty good, like, steady pipeline of good dudes coming into the NBA. Obviously, maybe not great like that 2003 class, but like you just listed off some names right now, man. And, you didn't even mention the reigning MVP, 2-time MVP Giannis, who's only 25. So, I mean, the league is in an amazing place when you got a dude like Devin Booker, who still hasn't touched the playoffs. He only 23. A dude like Trae Young, hasn't even reached his full potential. You just got Luka, dogging dudes in the playoffs. Donovan Mitchell, every team that you look around that got a young budding superstar. Shit, Jokic is only 25.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray's only 23. So the league is never scarce for talent, I don't think. The NBA does a pretty good job bringing talent in. I don't see why there wouldn't be anybody to pass the torch to. It just depends on who's up there and who's going to take it. Right now, they're trying to pass it to Giannis, but anybody can come and snatch that.
Yeah, I think what it was is I think people are just so used to something for so long. Even when people had that with Kobe. Like, man, once Kobe retired, it's just gonna be LeBron league. Ain't niggas like, no, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got to get out with the old and get with the new. You know what I'm saying? And the new always been here. It's just we got to let them keep developing.
They was too young. It's a 15-year-old kid out there right now that's probably gonna be closer to one of the GOATs in like 10 years. You feel me? Like there's like Imani Bates. He in high school right now, sophomore, about to be a junior. He could probably play in the league right now. So there's talent out there, man. The league's always gonna replenish.
Yeah. Hey, Kyle, let me just reiterate your point that you said on at the line, just with this.
Man, I definitely agree with everything Nick said. It's no way. Just when you look at sports science and sports medicine as a whole, like these kids who are coming up, they're getting they want treatment, they want training, things that guys are typically haven't seen in past generations that gotten to that professional level. And I feel like with the player development coming along, there's no way that it's going to be a scarcity in talent. If anything, I feel like we're seeing guys better at a younger age. At this point, I feel like it's going to take a. I feel like the recent draft class are the first new crop of new wave players. New generation talent. I feel like, but as far as in the future, I feel like it's going to get even better, man. Like you mentioned, Imani Bates. And it's just like I watch some of these kids. Even when you go below 15 and nothing, you go middle school. These kids they're being exposed to unique moves, unique training at far younger ages. So I feel like basketball and basketball is only growing as a sport as a whole as a sport. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just limited to the United States. Kids all over the world who like we're saying Luka Doncic. You came into the league 23. He's arguably a top 5 player right now. You know what I'm saying? We have a 21.
21.
You know what I mean? So the league is definitely in great hands. I feel like we're going to see over these next now from this point on. I think that the game, the level of gameplay is going to rise as a whole, and we're going to start seeing less and less guys in the league who we can actually point out and say he's a liability. He can't do this. He can't do that. It's definitely going to be positionless basketball. Guys 1 through 5, 1 through 5 can dribble, shoot, and pass. You know what I mean? So, that's what they're really looking for. So, definitely, I think the league basketball as a whole is on the come up. It's on the ups.
Hey, real quick though, before I let you get in here, just because you've been official at this for the past 5 years, I've known you. I just need a wave check, bro. You feel me? Cause I know how you was before. I don't know how you feel me, how you slide now, but you feel me? I'm sorry for putting you on the spot, but the nigga had like top 3 waves I seen like
top
nigga.
3, top 3.
Nigga,
I ain't gonna say top 3. I haven't got a cut. I need to get into the lineup. But I mean, I still got a little.
Oh, you dipping, bro? Yeah,
I got a little.
Still dipping.
I got a little, bro. But I got to keep the hat on, bro.
Yeah,
I got a little wave over here. Ain't nothing deep.
Yeah, we got to. You guys got to brush. But no, I mean, I think to your point, Mike. I think a lot of people just got to relax and just let these young guys grow. Like you have Tatum came in the league at 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Like bro's only 22, 23 right now, balling out of his mind. Like he has legit another 10 years in his physical prime for him to still show himself. Like you got to give these guys a lot of time to really just get accustomed to the nuances of being in the league, nuances of playing against teams. A lot of these guys, especially like Tatum, they come from these top tier schools, and then they come in the league and they have never lost. And a lot of these guys don't really know how to deal with that. So I mean, it takes these guys a lot of time to be able to get that mature factor for them to be able to say, okay, cool, now I'm in a game 7 or I'm in a game 5 of a must-win situation. You know, I don't know about y'all, but I don't know if I haven't had that experience, if I'll be able to do that in my first 2 years in any profession. So
Probably not.
yeah, but I think the league is in very good hands. I think they have the talent is getting better. It's coming in younger. They're faster. They're stronger. I mean, I think we're gonna be just fine. Like our kids are gonna be in treat for something crazy with these guys. And of course, you always have the Jordans and all those other guys to reference, and LeBron,
Yeah.
of course. But I mean, you got, like you said, I think we have a lot of guys who haven't even been able to make the playoffs yet, that we haven't been able to see prime time. So I think we're good. I was talking to one agent not too long ago, and he was to this exact point. He was like, I think a lot of people get mad at chicken being done when you take it out the oven early. He's like, we can't complain about it being raw if you took it out 10 minutes because you didn't want to wait the 30 minutes for it to cook. And I was
Yeah.
like, yo, you're 100% right. Like, you really got it. And I was like that. Like, you have to wait a little bit for these guys to make something happen. So, I think all in all, we're good. I think the league is in really good hands.
Yeah, fact though, man. Let's get into this next one that I've been wanting to get into. Like I said, it's a controversial one. Um, that boy is wilding. So, man, just shout out to the legend, man, Ty Lawson, fooling in China, man. Dave, I know you said you had something for us. I'm gonna let you rock out.
Tee that up.
Let me see.
Welcome to the They said they never gave you niggas money.
YOLO.
Dang, Ty.
Real talk, man. Hell nah, Dave, you silly, man. Shout out to Dave and TOB Sports, man. Still back there out in Atlanta holding me down. But nah, man, we seen it. Ty Lawson out there fooling, man. I just wanted to get y'all thoughts on him being, what was it? Was he suspended or what was it like?
I
No,
think he might have got deported or something, bro.
yeah, I
Goddamn,
had
back
to,
to America.
like I had to do a quick crash course on it because when I saw it, I was like, "What are you talking about?" I had to look it up. They said that they banned bro out of China and kicked
Yeah.
him off the team. So
Yeah, that nigga's
I mean,
banned.
in 2020, it's hard for you to really get that type of thing off. Like we
Yeah.
just aren't really there no more. But
Mm.
I definitely don't think the punishment fits the crime. I mean, like he wasn't really talking about anybody specific. It wasn't. I personally don't know if it's the most derogatory thing I've ever seen an athlete say or do. It's
I thought it
definitely
was a
out of line.
compliment.
Yeah, like some would say it is. You got to play the
Yeah.
politic game. Like I think if you want to suspend him or reprimand him for whatever the case is, I didn't see him have a mask on. So if you want to hit him for that, okay, cool. But to kick him out the country, to kick him off the team, like now you're messing with people's money. I don't know, bro. I don't know if the punishment fits the crime personally.
See,
Yeah.
it sounds extreme, but like, you just got to know your surroundings, bro. Like, at the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to. Like, if I was representing a client, go ahead, be with the strippers, throw a band, bro. Do whatever you want to do. But once
Throw
it
10.
touches,
Fuck.
yeah, throw 10, bro. Throw your check. But once it touches the internet, the internet, that's an unforgiving place, man.
Yeah.
If you was in America, that wouldn't be an issue. But, you in China, certain things just don't fly. So you kind of just really have to know your surroundings. And I'm pretty sure he said he might get in trouble for this or something like that in one of the posts. So, you just got to know your surroundings and don't compromise your dollar doing something that, it's not even stupid. I wouldn't consider, getting a lap dance for nothing stupid. It may not be the best investment for your money, but hey, man, do what you do. Just don't put it on the internet. And that same, I think we're seeing that exact same thing with Bronny. Dude's on a 14-year-old, 15-year-old kid for smoking a little weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't mad at Bronny for smoking weed. Just keep it off the internet. You avoid a lot of problems as a celebrity or as a figure just by keeping your business off the internet. So that's pretty much what I would say to those dudes. I think those lessons have been out there plenty of times. Your first line of communication shouldn't be Instagram post or a story. Maybe try to send it to your mans in a group chat or something like that. But
Yeah, like
you
wild.
Facts,
That's what
bro.
they that's what they got close friends for.
You gotta have a
Exactly.
nigga. You gotta have a friend that's a nigga you wildin' type nigga.
You got to
But
have some parental controls on yourself. You feel me?
yeah,
When you in that type of limelight. So I ain't mad at Ty Lawson, but sucks to suck, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man.
shit, like
Right,
nigga, the hard story hard. Nigga, I don't know, but
Facts, bro.
man, like I said, like y'all all said, man, it just wasn't anything that was too serious, man. That's something that would have flew over in Atlanta, man. Like that's like you just got to be in Atlanta to do that type of stuff. You can't be out in China knowing that that's a strict country. You know they hard on the citizens on the amount
On
of kids
TikTok.
they have.
it's a
You know,
different culture
TikTok
out there.
too,
Man.
but yeah, what'd you
It's a
say, the cop?
I said, man, it's a different culture out there. You gotta realize where you at, like you were saying. I mean, it's just a perfect example to me is you take the brother out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the brother. You know
At
what I mean?
all.
Like
Facts.
PG County guy, my man
Yeah.
Ty Lawson. You know what I mean? He definitely got caught slipping on this one, but hey, man, yeah,
Said he
roll.
been doing that.
Hey,
Hey,
yeah, you got to roll with the punches, man. It's not really you do it, man. You you know what the consequences are of things like that, especially like Nate. You said like he admitted, yeah, I might get in trouble. Yo, you know what I mean? Like,
facts. Like, nigga, no, you are gonna get in trouble, not Mike.
right, right. So I mean, hey, we never know. Ty could have been saying, "Fuck it." Something could be going wrong with his contract. Might not like his team. And we like, man, I'm about to be lit until I'm gone.
Yeah.
Facts.
Man,
I just
Ty,
hope that lap dance was worth it, man. That's
right.
all.
Hey, man, he a vet, and hopefully, if he been managing his money right, he'll be all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
he done made 43 million just from the NBA, so he should be all right. You know what I'm saying? But man, I don't know. He may be one of them guys that could possibly get back in the league, bro. Just you know what I'm saying on a little low ass contract. He could still do something. God, come
You
on,
never know,
man.
bro. The Rockets. Hey, look, the Rockets basically signed Ty Lawson Jr. when they signed what's his name, Clemens, and Clemens nowhere near as like good as a facilitator or scorer as Ty Lawson is. So if there's room
Clemens is
for
also
somebody like
way
him,
younger than Ty Lawson, though.
he is.
Yeah,
He
Ty
is.
Lawson like 34, 35.
Yeah,
Facts. But if the Rockets will take a chance on anybody that can shoot, or at least think they can shoot. So you know,
Hey, shit.
you always got a spot with the Rockets, bro.
hey,
Nigga,
You
I
damn,
always
already
got
know
a
it.
spot with them.
I know it
he
was
like
Jamal. My bad, cop, but I know it was Jamal Crawford. But shit, that nigga 41. Nigga, that nigga dropped 50.
Facts.
Lawson ain't Jamal Crawford though.
That's what I'm saying. I
Nah,
know
he
he
ain't.
ain't
He
that, but
ain't.
shit, you
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But man, let's roll over to this next one, man. That's a little funny joint, but any of y'all had anything else on that before we roll over?
man, shout out Ty Lawson, bro. Somebody,
Shout out to him.
somebody by the way, man. Bottle on me, man. Drink with me, man.
Yeah, come
Damn.
on. Hit up, man. Hey, Ty, when I
We
don't
at
think probably.
stadium.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm about to say. He probably back
Beach Street,
in the States
bro.
now, but hey, when you get back, hey, we hitting the stadium. You know what I'm saying? But hey, he probably about to be the strip club king now. So I ain't even gonna lie.
He might
But
be, bro.
That's
but
low key
let's go
legendary.
ahead. What'd you say?
I'm saying that's low key legendary. The Chinese strippers, I ain't never seen it.
Yeah, I
Man.
don't even know if I may have even wanted that, but hey, it is what it is. But let's go ahead and roll over to
Hey.
this next one, man. Just man, a goat being even more goatier. We got Jordan over here. He just started a NASCAR team, and I want to get y'all thoughts on just what Jordan has been doing, just in the public and for the culture as of lately, bro. Just being able to get at $100 million over his 10-year span away to the black community. Still don't know where that's going to, but it's going. But
It's going.
niggas just say going to the black community, and niggas be, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to him for that. And man, I just want to get y'all thoughts on him just building a NASCAR team and just putting the black face in a culture that we're not typically found in. Man, Cod, I'm gonna start off with you, man.
Definitely a huge move on Jordan's part. Like you said, expanded to a different realm that typically you definitely don't see African Americans not only participate in the sport, but especially not in an ownership position. So
Yeah,
he continues to push the marker, push the barrier for up and coming brothers. You know what I mean? Who possibly could break into those certain fields one day. It's definitely I feel like it could be a very lucrative business decision for him. I mean, I don't see why not. When you form NASCAR, they definitely have a huge support uh, demographic who supports them heavily. And I think it's just another smart move by him. And can this man miss? It doesn't
Shit, apparently
Well, I would
not.
just say he.
Probably not.
he miss. I don't think so. So definitely a huge move. Him to go.
Yeah, but man, great points. I feel like just like you said, bro, it's just a great move, just all around, bro. And it's putting a black face to where a black face in places that big companies and corporations already are. Like you got Ferrari,
Hmm.
you got Lambo, you got all type of big companies, Mercedes, Daimler. You got all type of big companies in the NASCAR realm, and it's just good to see a black face over there, you know. So, fuck it, nigga. Daytona 500. I may be there. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, we there supporting Bubba.
I may
I
be there.
mean,
Fool, you feel me?
but
So
my Jordan game. Hey, so
Fact,
Jordan,
my Jordan NASCAR.
Jordan NASCAR might be fire, bro.
That's
yeah.
probably
Then
late
you
We
gotta think too. No matter, cause you know they coming with the hardest jumpsuits, niggas.
for
Mike,
sure.
Yeah.
you know they
Hey,
coming with
they
the
might come out with
hardest.
a few exclusive NASCAR release. Hey, NASCAR 11s, that'd be fire.
Yeah,
Boy,
like
that
select
joint gonna
on.
sell out on sneakers in 5 seconds if he came out with a NASCAR tech suit. Go for 500 each, man. But
Nigga,
easy.
Jordan dropped some NASCAR collab ones. Nigga, like, hey,
Mm.
it's over with. Them
resale
4,000.
500
But
minimum. But
no, but Amir, let me get your take on just Jordan being able to get in the NASCAR realm, man, and putting the black face out there, man. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, anywhere where we're somewhere that we haven't been yet, I'm always gonna give the salute. I'm gonna give it the props. I mean, all in all, I just hope that it's a better team than where he got in Charlotte because that one right there,
Yeah,
you said he don't miss. I don't. He might be
that's a
missing
good
on
point.
that one.
yeah,
He
shit.
might
That's a
be
good
missing
point.
on that one. Like
Nigga
it's. But I mean, nah, it's dope. I think I also read that he has Bubba Watson
slapped the shit out of
driving his
Malik
car
Moss.
now. Yeah, he
Hmm.
did. But nah, he has. I think he has Bubba Watson driving his car too. So like, I mean, it's a cool little power move. Like you got one of the only black NASCAR drivers now driving for Jordan's team. So I mean, it's a cool thing. But like I don't know if it would necessarily push me to watch a NASCAR. But
Mhm.
I mean, it just shows me now. Okay, I can if I want to make a play in there, like it. There's somebody that I can kind of pivot off of. So I
Mhm.
support it.
Fact though, man. Like I said, business wise, man. I don't know what he's doing with Charlotte, but I feel like he'd be getting that together soon, man. They got some good picks coming up in this draft, and one thing I can say, cap wise, he got it together to where he's flexible. He get a lot of guys out of there, like what's dude named Nicholas Batum. That niggas thought he was that one, and he turned out to be that zero. But Nate, let
Man,
me get your thoughts on just with Jordan's moves as of lately, man, and just getting in the NASCAR round, man. What's your thoughts on it?
y'all had some great points, man. Jordan, when it comes to that Jordan brand, he's gonna stamp it everywhere. I mean, you got to think, bro. The Michigan Wolverines football team is sponsored by Jordan, bro.
Shit, me.
It's not just about NASCAR, but just the Jordan brand in general. They're always looking for ways to expand. But I think this is an interesting activation. I don't think it'll push me to watch NASCAR, like Amir said. I don't see it, unless maybe he does something like Floyd has with the money team, right? And then like that Jordan team is literally like a straight team, like a straight NASCAR team of like exclusively like black race car drivers. I could see something like that pushing me to maybe watch or go to a race. But
Hey,
you
real
know,
quick, I ain't gonna lie,
uh,
niggas is gonna start wearing Formula One suits with J's.
I am.
You heard it here
If it
first,
bust,
nigga.
if
Nah.
it bust, I'm on it. But
Yeah, keep going,
but
Nate.
I think just I don't like to harp on the past, but I think these are the things that people have been asking for Jordan to do for a long time.
Yeah.
Kind of just put his money where his mouth is with the black community. I'm never going to fault him for not being an activist or nothing while he was playing. Not everybody's called to do activism, and not everybody's called to serve everybody. But just for his instance, it's just interesting that it's taken like certain events, Trayvon Martin's or the George Floyd's, for him to, finally put that 100 mil down. I'm not, I'm happy he put the 100 mil down, but for I think a lot of the general public, the question remains is like, what's been taking so long? The Jordan brand been profiting off African American dollars heavily for the past 30 years. But, in the past 10, 15, it's been even crazier, the hype train. Dudes literally going broke to buy Jordans. And I think just more community involvement. I just wish it was more of a stronger track record. But, I'm going to talk about what he's done lately. I love what I'm seeing from Michael Jordan lately. He's been getting involved. He even got involved with the NBPA when they did the strike, got some people in contact with their local legislation and stuff. So I love what I'm seeing from Mike so far as of lately, but I just wanted to keep it up.
Yeah, I think, like you said, man, I think I wouldn't even call him wrongs because I don't know what he was doing prior to, prior to him being public of like his contributions to the black community and everything like that. But I think he's just trying to rewrite what people believe about him, man, and I feel like he's doing a good job at that. And it's going to be a point to where there's no question left on the table about Jordan, you know what I'm saying? Being able to help out the community, starting different businesses, giving people a lot of opportunity. So most definitely salute to him. Jordan, come on the show. Let's get into this next one, man.
With them suits.
I want to get y'all thoughts on the Clippers, man. They've been in the news lately. Outside of getting their ass blasted, they were in the news about soon to be accumulating a playmaking guard, and whatever that means, they about to do it, and there's some pieces about to get moved around. And some names that's been brought up is Drew Holiday, Derrick Rose. I seen in a little article today. So I want to get y'all thoughts on that. Do y'all think that'd be the right move for the Clippers, and who would they have to give away? Because just to add more content to it, they are a hero, and the Clippers have agreed to make a deal. So they're going to make a deal with Hero. And so that means somebody got to go. So
they're making a deal with who?
Montrez.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Can I start this one off?
You the Clippers representative, man.
Hey, I ain't no. Hey, look, I'm not the Clippers representative no more. I'm a past Clippers representative. That just got a lot of insight on them. Yeah. But I think that's what we needed this entire season. I thought that was the glaring, very obvious thing that we didn't have on our roster. Patrick Beverley. I've been saying this for a long time. He is not a starting point guard in the NBA to me, not for a contender. Like, if you look at Dwight Howard's role right now in this series with the Nuggets, that's what Patrick Beverley's role is as a backup point guard. He's somebody that could come off the bench, be a pest, be a nuisance, and, maybe he could play in the last 5 minutes if he's having a good game. But he's not a starting point guard by any means. Paul George, he's not really a great playmaker. He's not really much of shit anyway, but, I'm going to stall him for now. Kawhi Leonard's not really a great playmaker either. Neither is Marcus Morris. Like, all those guys are better suited to get buckets on their own. So, I think that bringing in a playmaker is vital. Like, even somebody like Zubac, he would benefit from bringing in a playmaker because he'd get a lot more around the rim, like lob passes and stuff that was kind of missing from our offense, I think Patrick Beverley should be able to be one of the guys that can get out the door for a playmaker. Like, if we bring in Drew Holiday, I'd be fine with packaging like Patrick Beverley, maybe Marcus Morris, maybe Montrez. I'd be okay with that. But the interesting part is the Clippers are going to have to offer players on the roster because we don't have a first-round pick till 2027. Yeah. So, you're going to have to make something shake with the current roster that you have right now. But, Darren Collison would have been a good guard for them. Talking about that maybe like a few months ago, I thought that would have been a good pickup because he knows how to run an offense. Drew Holiday, solid. And it's kind of funny because right now Chris Paul is like low-key the exact floor general that the Clippers would need in these times. Like, they need somebody who can run pick and roll efficiently, and we just don't have that. So they got to go out and make something shake for that.
Yeah, fact though, man. I done seen stranger things happen, but like you said, they definitely needed this. I would say probably Bev would probably have to walk and probably like probably Larry Shamet or something. I don't know. I wouldn't give up Morris, bro. Morris could, when he's on, he's on. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't give him up because he's a good body to have out there. But it's definitely time for them. They definitely need another guard in there. Like you said, just Beverly could probably be a starting guard. He'd have to be a starting guard for a team like
for Charlotte.
Houston, Charlotte too. But I would say Houston, to where Harden's gonna take a lot of the shots. You know what I'm saying? Because then you could offset that with having a more defensive playing guy, you know. But you have guys out there like you just can't be out there in the West, especially trying to compete against the top ones, the top guns with a defensive minded point guard. That shit ain't gonna work. Like you got to score now, but especially if he's not getting it done defensively. You know what I'm saying? So you got to score now. But it'd just be interesting to see what they had to go on, man. I still feel like Kawhi probably. I don't know, bro. I think Kawhi hate them niggas. Like just me personally, I don't think Kawhi really fuck with none of them niggas like that. But
I also really think a lot of them fuck with PG. Did you hear about the report that came out that they? I guess he had like some meeting. He tried to be the leader, and like a lot of guys were rolling their eyes, saying like, "Bro, like you were 90% of the reason why we suck. Like you're our
Get
number
some
two."
buckets.
Yeah,
Get
bro.
some buckets.
Yeah, hey, I ain't mad at like bro. Kawhi
Straight
deserved
up.
to be mad at that man because even in the first round, you feel me? Like Kawhi was balling every night, nigga. Like niggas look over the PG, nigga. You got anything? Like you can't just have 8 points and be shooting, nigga, 2 for 16 out here, nigga. Like that shit ain't gonna hit on nothing, bro. If you
Right.
gonna do that, your ass can walk, nigga. Like.
And I think on that tip, it's like when you see a guy who comes out in the media and says, "Yeah, I've been going through a lot of mental issues." I'm not trying to downplay mental health or anything. It's a very serious topic, but that's just another thing that the team in general has to worry about. Like your teammates can't even focus on getting a W because you're so worried about this guy's mentality. You're worried about picking him up. That's just another burden on the team, especially a guy who's supposed to be your co-star. Like you like this dude. So I mean, that's definitely not surprising to me. The fact that it's like after not pulling your weight, now we try to give a pep talk. It's like, yo,
Hmm.
you show up. Like, let's not. I remember. It's like now they want to downplay it. Like they didn't necessarily expect to win a championship. Like, come on, bro. You know that was everyone's mentality and mindset on the Clippers organization they were getting the championship.
I think PG had I think he had the right mindset in what he was saying with this meeting, but just terrible timing. Like you don't talk about, you let people be mad and kind of let them cool off. Like
Yeah,
it's no guarantee that they would ever not be mad at Paul George for that awful performance he put out there. But you definitely don't say it the exact day or moments after the game's over. I think the Clippers should run it back with the main like part of their core intact. I think it's too much to panic, and just say they should blow it up after 1 year. Like most teams don't win chips in the first year. Like that's asking a lot. But the way they went out was a very sad fashion. But if you're Paul George, you have a conversation like that a week or two down the line, bro. You call people up. Maybe even a month or two, right?
My bad, bro,
Having
nigga.
conversations and
Like,
stuff. Like, bro, let them calm down and see it from a point of, all right, bro had a bad series, but he's invested and committed to getting better. But you talking about, man, I want to come back next year. I want to, like, bro, you just had 11 points. You can't say nothing to us, bro. Nothing.
Especially when you got the history of PG not performing in the playoffs. It's like, dude, is it you? Like, how we know you're not going to have a good regular season next year and come around playoffs and fold all over again? You know what I mean?
Facts.
Man, we all kind of round the table answered that, so I'm gonna just roll over to this next one, man. Man, and we talked about just big man earlier and the ranking. We ranked AD and Giannis, but Embiid is feeling a little disrespected, man. He feel like guys. All right, Nate. He feel like guys are not putting respect on his name, and he feels like he should be in the top 3 big men of the league. So I want to get y'all thoughts. Do y'all think he's up there, or do y'all think he's like on a like top 5, top 10, maybe? I'm gonna start it off with Amir, man. What you think?
Again, if you're looking as far as talent, yeah, Embiid is a real solid big man. I mean, he's a top tier player in the league, like talented as hell.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is this: you can't complain about people not giving you recognition when the time for us to see you watching the playoffs at home like us.
Yeah.
Stars are made when I get to watch you when there's only 4 other teams playing. Stars are shown when you have a point guard who only wants to pass, but you making plays out of it. You got to do a lot more than and be on the court and playing in primetime games for me to be able to say, okay, you're a top tier talent. Because quite frankly, we forget about you. There's a lot of other people that come ahead of you, unfortunately, because you're not one of the centers that can shoot a three.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Draymond said it himself. Like
Consistently.
he'll take him shooting the three over back him down the paint any day. And
Mm-hmm.
shit, I'll say the same thing. If you want to shoot the three, then shoot the three. But that's not your game, and it's for that reason. It's like, okay, well now you're not that dynamic in that sense. Then on top of that, he's starting to get that little injury bug too. I feel like he's missed a few crucial games throughout the past couple of years.
Yeah.
He's also kind of a knucklehead. He's a little immature. Then on
Mm-hmm.
top of that, it's like all of that equates to you not taking your team past the first round of the playoffs whenever, first, second round. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're good, but you're not no superstars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. For me, I just feel like, bro, AD. I mean, Embiid. He's in a position of where, like you said, we're like just America as the people. We suffering from a lot of recency bias, man. We done seen hell, even Giannis, AD. We done seen Jokic to this point. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like he's probably top five. But man, for me, I gotta put AD over him. I gotta put Giannis over him. I gotta put Jokic over him. I
So
gotta put Bam over him, just
you
because these
consider
guys are
Giannis
producing.
a
You know what
center,
I'm
bro?
saying? That what'd you say?
You consider Giannis a center?
No, it's just a big man. I'm just
Oh,
talking
okay.
about big man in general.
Big
Yeah,
man,
but
so,
I mean, even if we just want to narrow it more down the center, shit, I still go AD, Jokic, AD, Jokic, Bam, then him, shit. Because Bam done showed improved this year, bro. You know what I'm saying? And Jokic, come on. You know what I'm saying? The offense is
Mm-hmm.
being ran through him. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, bro. I think Embiid, he just got to pick it up. I know when Ben Simmons went down, I said on the podcast when Cott, you was on with Nate, and I'm like, man, I just feel like for him to even go down reasonably in this series, because we all knew they were gonna lose. Nigga, just get like 40. You know what I'm saying? Get 40 one of these. Show niggas you trying to fight for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just be out here just
Get some
slow.
buckets.
Yeah, fact though. Shout out to my boy. Oh me, yeah, get some buckets, nigga. You feel me? Like you can't you gotta really show up and show and prove, bro. You can't just really be out here just straggling your feet just cause Simmons is out, you know. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how he come back next year. But I don't know, bro. I be so tired of players, man. I can't wait till the next. Like, nigga, what the fuck you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, nigga. You about to get bounced in the second round because it's about to get tighter anyway next year in the East. Like that's the thing that niggas not understanding. The West already hard as shit. I feel like the East was top heavy, but shit, that the bottom little part of the East about to start filling out now, nigga. It's about to get tight everywhere around this bitch. You gonna have to be fighting for everything.
Mm-hmm.
But man, let me get your thoughts on this, Cot.
man, I personally feel as though Joel Embiid has the skill set and the talent level to be the best player in basketball. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he has the skill set, but his performance doesn't show. You know what I mean? He has injury injury vulnerability is not his on court attitude, you know what I'm saying, his locker room things, his whole it's a lot of factors that play into with Embiid. I feel like he flops and isn't as dominant as he should be, as
Mm-hmm.
he should be. I feel like he's also very young at the
That's
same.
true.
You know what I mean? He has a lot of room for growth, in my opinion, but it's not necessarily with the game. I feel like more of his growth is on the mental aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I mean, I feel like right now he's not a top three big to me. I got, like you said, we consider an AD center, like
Yeah.
AD. Jokic. Jokic is the best center in the league to me right now, and Bam,
Facts.
right, Bam is probably my favorite big just because of his durability, his mentality,
Mm-hmm.
and his overall game. I think he's the closest thing to Jokic as far as running the offense. Um, but Embiid, man, like just statements like this is the stuff I don't like. Bro, why are you even going to the media? Like, why do you care about the other team? Just go out there on the court and show everybody. That's how you quiet all
Facts.
this. You just go show everybody. You don't gotta
Yeah.
tell everybody because True, bro. You saying that? Like, people definitely not gonna want to give you props at that point. So
Yeah.
if I was Embiid, somebody in his corner needs to just say, man, fuck social media, fuck everybody else's opinion, fuck outside noise.
Hmm.
If you believe that, no choice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
and
like we said,
real
like
quick
bro, he.
before we even switch up, real quick, my fault,
Mhm.
Micah. But I think
Yeah,
T,
no.
he touched on a really important point. It's like, okay, let's play the game then. Okay, I'll give you number one center title in the league. What are you gonna do with it?
Right.
Yeah.
Like you're placed in this position for a specific reason.
Mhm.
In primetime games, you stink, you're
Yeah.
immature, and you've shown that you are not a player that can put a team on your back. You can't
Right.
make other people around you better. So you gave me this, and if I give you number one, what are you giving that's deserving of it? So my fault to cut you off, but I think that was a real important point. It's like this, even us bringing this up and him bringing it up in this fashion is showing like, bro, you still have a lot of growing up to do.
Yeah, fact though, man. And, man, I just feel like Embiid is one of those guys. Like you said, Kyle, bro. Just prove it. Just show us, bro. Like ain't nobody like that's the thing, bro. You didn't talk for years. You didn't ate chicken sandwiches on the sideline before a playoff game. You didn't did everything, bro. You got commercials. It's like, hold on. You said, am I? Damn, I may be in witness protection. I don't know. This light ain't hitting on nothing, is it? But I don't know. My bad, famo. But yeah, it's like man, like Embiid is just one of those guys. He just got to pick it up, bro. Like he just got to do something. Like it can't just be the same thing every year. We get into the first round, we getting bounced. We get to the second round, we get our ass beat. Like, come on, bro. It just can't keep being the same thing, especially if you have all that talent that we think you got. Like we already think you got the talent. It's about what you gonna
Mm-hmm.
do. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and move on to Hmm. I guess yeah, we damn near finish this off on this one because I don't on this last topic because I think we could I want to get into that Nash one next week. I mean on Thursday. But man, do y'all think LeBron got snubbed for the MVP?
Yes, bro.
You think so? Let me get your thoughts.
I mean, shit. Like I understand it. I think coming from Boston and being a devout Patriots fan, like I understand Brady should have way more than three MVPs. He is the most valuable player to us when we have the original team we had. So I understand the concept of you can't give the same award to the same person all the time. But I think he broke it down eloquently when he even described his whole sequence in 2013 when he didn't win Defensive Player of the Year, which he would have been in that exclusive club that now Giannis is in. I think when you then also go to just the actual word as valuable with Giannis playing, they get wiped in five games.
Mm-hmm.
If let's say LeBron gets hurt, he pulls a hammy, God forbid, he pulls a groin again. We saw what the Lakers look like when they don't have LeBron on the court. They're a lottery team. And I'm even willing to bet that if LeBron were to get hurt, God forbid, knock on wood, if he gets hurt tonight
Yeah.
and you need to rely on AD,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think whoever comes out of the East is now going to be, and they're healthy. You looking
Yeah.
at them like, okay, this is something
You
we just
said
gonna
this
turn
shit
our
easy.
backs to this season. But no, I
Yeah.
think it's definitely he needs to be in consideration either one or two every year until he decides to say, okay, I'm deliberately trying not to win the MVP. But I think this year he definitely should have. I think especially if they come out winning the championship and he gets Finals MVP. Giannis is out at this point 2 rounds before that. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Man, Kyle, let me get your thoughts on that, man. I see you throw it over your shoulder, you know what I'm saying, to not
Oh
jinx it.
no,
Yeah.
it's something in the air, man.
Ah,
So,
yeah.
nah. Uh, I'm happy to disagree personally. I
Mm-hmm.
think that without factoring LeBron, don't get me wrong, LeBron had an excellent season this year. You know what I mean? He definitely performed at an all time high level. And I feel like if you don't factor in his age and his longevity in the league, I feel like a lot of LeBron fans and people who love LeBron, you factor that in, but that's not it doesn't weigh anything on the actual who had the best statistical numbers. Uh, Greek Freak, even though he didn't go past the second round this year, MVP it just proves that it was a regular season award. When you look at the regular
Facts.
season, the Bucks were the best team in the league. He had better stats. in rebounding, points, and assists this year, and he played 3 league minutes. He won the MVP last year. So it's almost like, damn, his numbers are better. Team number one in the league, it's almost a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I expected LeBron's assist numbers to go up this year. He led the league in assists, was very impressive at 30, 35.
Mm-hmm.
But he also had another top 5 player on his team. And you definitely have to factor that into the equation. Like this Greek freak, he led his team to number one in the East, number one in the league. And like I said, now another top 40 player on his team.
Mm-hmm.
So I personally think that Greek Freak deserved it if it's a regular season award. I honestly think they should wait to give this award out. The playoffs are award everything. So you can see how it. The playoffs are amazing. It's everything. You know what I mean? So I feel like that should be 50 and if it is, it's a different story. I feel like LeBron James gets it this year. But if we're talking about strictly regular season award, I think Greek Freak earned it because of his numbers.
Yeah.
If you don't factor in LeBron James, his numbers weren't better. Just strictly off numbers, they weren't better than Greek Freak.
Yeah. One thing I can say, like you said, they just need to just provide more clarity to how they picking, you know what I'm saying, these awards out and do it in a timely fashion, bro. Like we don't like as a consumer, you're showing us the best product that you have within the playoffs. Then you are giving an award out to somebody that showed up like shit. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that's not how Giannis showed up in the regular season. He showed up very well in the regular season, but like I keep going back and saying, bro, the recency bias and people just seeing guys out here like, bro, you just went home, bro. You know what I'm saying? So guys can't really take that serious, or you know what I'm saying? But one thing I can say about just the LeBron situation, I may be on a different angle from it. But earlier this season, I don't know if y'all recall, but he was like, man, I don't care about the MVP. So why you caring now, nigga? Like, why are you so? Why is this guy like? You know what I'm saying? And granted, I get it. Like, and one of my homies was like, bro, he always got to care about it. But he told me that he didn't care about it. But I know he cares about it because I see what he does at the end of games. If they up 30, the nigga stay in the game. Even that game where he had like 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. I know y'all up 30, bro. Just hang it up. You trying to milk the triple double out, bro. Just go to the bench. You finished, y'all up 30, nigga. Like, and you feel me? So you can't tell me he doesn't care about the stats or the awards because it's clear he does. Then it's like, shit. If you care about that so much, nigga, I want you to care about W's, nigga. Because I see you up there with Jordan, nigga. I see you right next to Jordan. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to care about W's. Granted, I feel like he may end up being 4-7 in the finals this year. Well, in the finals this year, but it's like, dude, care about that more. Fuck all this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what they do with that. Like, that's politics, bro. You can't change that. But
If I can jump in real quick, because I think y'all both touched on, excuse me, very important points. But I think Mike, you touched on an even bigger one with just like what is the criteria? I mean, I'm not the
yeah,
biggest basketball dude, but I think Harden averaged more points this year than he did his MVP year. I think he averaged 36. He got 34 with the year he won the MVP.
yeah,
Westbrook averaged a triple double the year he won the MVP, and then he averaged a triple double the year after. And I think it
yeah.
was under around the same stat line, and he wasn't even considered in the top 2 or top 3 MVP finalists that year. So then it's like, okay, well then we're gonna change the goalposts for that. And then to your point, yeah, Giannis took them from a number one seed team in the East. Well, Bron did the same thing in the West when it's supposed to be a harder conference.
Well,
Mike, I agree with you at the same. My fault. I'm gonna say real quick. I think I agree at the same time. Like, Bron, don't say you don't care, and then when you don't get it, you say you got pissed off. Like, nah, be honest about it and say no. You want to be recognized as the best as far as championships, as far as awards, as far as in the streets. It doesn't really matter. You want
Yeah.
that respect. You want
That's
that no
what I'm
matter where it's
saying,
at.
bro. Just like you said, Amir, just say all the accolades matter to you. Because just me
Mm-hmm.
being a regular, you feel me, individual, I
Because I
want
know
to
that shit matter to
perform.
me. I want MVP and I
Yeah,
want
I
the
want to
championship.
perform good as a team. Ultimately, the main goal is to get the chip. So that's always the main goal. But if I'm gonna be the guy that said, well, shit, I don't give a fuck about personal accolades, I'll be sitting in your face lying to you. knowing that night, like I said, that's not the main thing. That's an additional thing. It's secondary, but it's a add on piece. And I feel like I may be being very picky with that just because I seen him say like he didn't care about it, and now I'm saying he's saying that he cared about it. But I definitely just want him to. I don't know, bro. Like, do I feel like he may have deserved it? He may have. You know what I'm saying? And I'm putting in his playoffs play to this point. But like you said, Kai, it's not a playoff award. This is a regular season award, man. Kai, you got anything else before we wrap it up?
I just want to really reiterate on one point I made. Like, don't get me wrong, LeBron James, his longevity, the fact this is year 17, still playing at such a high level, definitely needs to be recognized, but he's just not factored into the league. And I feel like a lot of the guys who really, you know what I'm saying, LeBron is their GOAT. Like, man, he been doing this for so long. This is like it's crazy. This year 17, he's still putting up those type of numbers. Yeah, that's cool, but that doesn't mean he had the best season in the league.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about it. So,
yeah.
And then look, man, this is a guy who has 4 of them, so he's definitely not MVP deprived by any means.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in the league for 17 years. 25% of his career, he's been the MVP of the league. So, I mean, this is a guy with all-time great stats, accolades. I mean, regardless the fact that he didn't get MVP this year, I mean, the league is trying to pass that torch. We can see, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot. It's politics played a role too. Greek Freak is an international player. The league is huge on global. They're trying to expand the bigger to more markets, more demographics. And they're like, you notice, like I feel like last year or the year before, it was either the most. I think it was the defensive, entire defensive team, or it was one team that was all international players. You know what I mean? I feel like they're really pushing that mold too, so that could have played a role. Like Giannis running back MVPs as well. So, but I do think Giannis should have been rewarded for leading this team #1 in the East. I mean, in the league.
Yeah, well, man, it was some good points, man. Today, I had to end up checking out, man, but we about to go ahead and end this thing and wrap it up, man. I appreciate y'all too for tuning in. Y'all already know we're gonna keep running it back every Tuesday, every Thursday, just to, you know what I'm saying, get these folks that flavor in their mouth. Make sure y'all go over to the podcast page, follow us at Micah and Friends on IG. Make sure you go over at National Sports Chat, follow us there on IG, YouTube, everywhere. We out there. Follow TOV Sports. TOV digital media. Make sure you go over there and follow all of that, man. IG, all that, Breaker, Stitcher, all that, Spotify, all that. Make sure you just go over there, follow the whole campaign, man. And we're gonna come back with y'all on Thursday and check it out with y'all again. Make sure y'all go and check out the at the line bubble post game recap, man. And we gonna me and Cot just did one a day, so that one should be going up very soon. So make sure y'all just keep tuning in and checking out for the campaign. And man, that's all I got, man. Micah and Friends, we checking out. Yes, sir.
It's something you can't understand. How I just keep killing, man. I'm from the South Rim, spinning like ceiling fans, gambling with life, no complaining about the dealer hand. Back when niggas used to ride around the Dipset, now these cops will shoot you on your